Welcome back. It's Roller Coaster. I'm here today with Brad. Say hi, Brad.
Hello, everyone.
This is very exciting. This is my third time trying to record this now. This is the Best Coaster of the Year Weekly Series tournament second round. Last week, you guys voted for the first round of the whatever bullshit. Oops, I let that word slip. That just goes to show you
Beep,
how tired
beep.
I am of talking about these coasters. So this week, you're voting for the regional final matchups. We're going to reveal the winners of the first round, and the semifinals is this week. So let's just get going. We got the first regional final matchups revealed. Your first racer region final matchup. The first matchup, the winner was T Express at Everland, Intamin Prefab, beating. It basically was just the Prefab versus Montu. Um,
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty
Well, Big
much.
Bad Wolf, though,
Yeah,
the
that's a
people who
good,
were
good
lucky enough to
suspended.
ride it,
And racers are just
massive
kind of
fans of
there.
it.
Um,
Yeah, Racer's just kind of there.
so yeah, T Express, I mean, Monty is one of the best beat 'em inverts. People say T Express is kind of a wild card among enthusiasts. People say it's better than El Toro. Some people say it's like a little better than Balder. So I mean, what do you say, Brad? Make it brief.
It seems for every person who prefers to express Del Toro, there's a person who's like, it's just a slightly improved Balder. It's like 50-50, it seems.
Yeah, yeah. All
Weird.
right. All right, moving on. We got Wood Coaster Night Valley winning its matchup against basically just against Anaconda at Glover City, one of the best inverts in the world, apparently. The only guy vanilla invert, that really intense one. Um, what are your impressions of Wood Coaster at Night Valley, Brad?
If it's smooth, it would probably be incredible, but I have heard that it isn't
Yeah,
maintained that
yeah.
well.
China, Asia in general doesn't seem to maintain their woodies all that well, so it's kind of a wild card. Also, Asian coasters tend to be kind of wild cards, aside from like Japan. Um,
Oh, the
and I
other
mean,
factor is it's hard to maintain a Woody like that.
yeah, that too. And then like Anaconda is also a wild card, even more of a wild card considering it's in freaking South Africa. So
There's like 10 people on Earth, it seems, who aren't from South Africa who've ridden it.
yeah, honestly, for me, it's a toss up. I can't entirely agree with this one, but it's whatever. Really solid. Both are really solid coasters, and definitely better than the other two. So cool stuff. Next matchup is X or X2, opened in 2002 as X Magic Mountain 40 coaster, beaten. Pretty close matchup with Helix. You've ridden both these rides. What do you think about this one?
I think the wrong matchup, or the wrong winner in this
Really,
matchup.
I
I,
actually agree
I,
with
I
you.
love X2. I love X2. Semi favorite, but it's not
See,
Helix.
I agree with you, but I
Helix
hate
is the more
X2, so
polished ride.
I'm even more so against X2. So, but X2, I mean, there seems to be a really big 4D hype in the last year or so for no reason. Well, the reason is that enthusiasts have written it and have posted about it. But I wouldn't say Helix is
Yeah.
any worse than X2. I think Helix does a lot more than X2. Um,
I think the other factor, and it's the reverse, is there's now been hype for the 4D coasters with people now riding Energylandia and Dinoconda, which has then boosted X2's popularity.
exactly,
But I
yeah.
feel Helix has taken the reverse hit, where now we have both Time Traveler and Copperhead in the US. I don't think
And
Time Traveler hurt it, but Copperhead, I think,
Copperhead's kind
hurt
of crap, and
Helix's
it's just not the
reputation.
same kind of rides. They're really not comparable.
Yeah.
They accomplish different things. I mean, both rides are kind of like maybe a little bit tamer than like an Intamin, but a Helix is still like
Yeah.
it's got a great inversion focus ride with airtime. Anyway, that's that matchup. Pretty solid stuff. Moving on, the last coaster here. DC Rivals destroyed everything here by a lot. Like,
As it should.
yeah,
As
as
it
it should.
should.
This is one of the best layouts ever created, honestly. It's just it does everything so well. Really good first drop, really good elements it's got in there, good airtime mixed in. You've ridden this thing, you've ridden it at the back row, you know the whole work. So you've ridden three of the four coasters here. What do you gotta say?
I think DC Rivals, maybe a little bit biased. I think it's the best steel coaster layout I've ever experienced. It's just
Execution
the
differs.
execution's like 90%. Like
Yeah, I fear it's
it's
got a
like
rattle
this.
actually.
I didn't experience a rattle, but the thought I had, and I've shared it with a few friends, of course, account fine, Intamin fanboy, sure. If it was an Intamin or me, probably just an Intamin build instead, like the same exact layout, just Intamin, like just tweaking the angles,
Just to
the
make it more
steepness.
intimate, more crazy.
Yeah,
Mac just
you're
kind of.
just cranking the intensity just a little bit up.
I feel like Mac tends to kind of tone it down a little bit. Like they
Yeah,
have a little bit of a higher standard for like the well, not a higher standard.
but it's more
Yeah, yeah,
re-rideable
it's more
in the
reroutable,
sense.
probably a funner ride. Like
Yeah.
the backwards, it's got to be so fun. My
But
God.
I really challenge people. Go find a ride that has a better mix of positives, negatives, and laterals. All three in
And you
one
can ride it
ride.
backwards. Like, come
And
on.
then, of course, you can ride it backwards, which just
It's like
amplifies
just one of the biggest
everything.
biggest packages of any coaster right there. I mean, come on. It might not do all of them the best possible, but it's got everything you could ever want. Some crazy variety.
Yep.
Is there anything that comes close to being comparable? I guess the biggest wild card is the original Bat, which is one of the best suspended coasters.
No, I mean, when you posted all these matchups, this was like the most clear-cut matchup I think I saw,
Well,
period.
almost.
Mm.
Um,
Okay, there might be another one that I'm
Might have been one
blanking on.
more, which we'll
Yeah.
get to. But yeah, I mean, Kuma's one of the best B&Ms, but B&M, I mean, come on. And Hades, I don't know why that even won its year. It's
Yeah,
just
that
kind of
was
there. All
that
right,
was
all right,
questionable.
all right. Oh, I think I mentioned I already recorded this video, so I'm recording it with Brad just so he can help me get through it because this is I did say that actually, right? I already talked about this.
You
This is how
probably
tired I
did.
am. It's like 2 a.m. and I just can't. All right, let's move
This
on.
is genuine and live material, everyone. Enjoy.
This is a true roller coaster content right now. So yeah, that is your Racer regional final matchup: T Express versus Wood Coaster versus X2 versus DC Rivals. You can vote using the eye on the top corner of the video, and we have three more matchups to talk about. So let's just get going here. We've got the Scream Machine regional final matchup with iSpeed with the first winner of its matchup here. Basically it was just Pyrenees versus iSpeed. Do you prefer one of the best speed M inverts or a really nice Intamin Blitz coaster? What do you say here, Brad? You haven't been
How
Pyrenees, but
close? How close was the vote between the two?
it was pretty
Yeah.
close actually. It was closer than like a few of the other ones. It was pretty close. Like maybe 20% of the votes were in iSpeed's favor.
I have iSpeed a few spots ahead of Montu, which is my current favorite invert.
There you
So
go.
to imagine Pyrenees is an improvement
Maybe
on
it's
Montu is the
debatable.
guess from the people who've ridden
Yeah,
both.
yeah,
But I don't think it's enough of an improvement for it to jump up to
very
beat
fair. Yeah,
iSpeed.
like see, like if I were explaining this, I would have been talking about like, well, the general consensus is this, and this. But
Yeah.
and I mean, iSpeed, I consider it like a blitz coaster, obviously. But it's got the Heartline rolls. The focus it's got really nice airtime like Maverick and really nice laterals like Maverick with the Heartline rolls. Thing is, it's got the hard restraints. Does that even affect the ride very much? Like the old restraints? Because
This
I
is
have
bad to
experience. I
say.
actually have experience
I
on my
guess
next one.
it kind of does, but
You
the
probably don't know.
ride is easy enough to like cope with that
Hmm.
after like two rides, you're like, okay, there's this hard,
There's this insane lateral
turn to
movement
the
that's
left.
awesome.
Uh, yeah,
Awesome lateral
insane
movements that you
lateral
kind of
movement
got to
that
brace
you can
for.
brace yourself just a
Yeah.
little bit. And it's really
Yeah.
just brace your head.
It's kind of
But I'm
also
not
a
a
full
person who has a
package
head
ride.
baby issue.
It kind of is a
Oh,
full
yeah.
package ride, a little more intense. That's obviously got a launch and a top hat, which is a little different, but
Yeah.
kind of a shorter ride, but really solid ride for sure. So,
Yeah.
and then the other rides, mine meant a really good Schwarzkopf, not on the same level as the other ones though. I
Yeah.
mean, all it's really got is the intense loops and some nice whip. That's about it, I
Yeah.
think. And then Great American Screw Machine exists. That's about it.
Yeah.
Next matchup, we have Dinoconda, another 4D coaster, another coaster that seems maybe a little overhyped nowadays, which beat out Millennium
Definitely.
Force. I'm gonna have to disagree with this one, obviously, because I don't like 4D coasters that much. But what do you have to say here, Brad?
Yeah, all I look at is not looking at the slide. I'm like, Dinoconda, fair. It's one of the matchup for the best coasters of multiple years. But you go back and look at 2012, beating Skyrush.
It's
That's very questionable.
pretty debatable. I mean, not many have ridden Dinoconda, especially given that it's in China. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird one. Um, yeah, and it's up like as Millennium Force as well. Millennium Force, Dinoconda. I feel like Skyrush is probably better than Millennium Force, and Dinoconda already beat that one, so it's
Yeah.
kind of a no-brainer that Dinoconda won this one. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I would take Millennium Force over Dinoconda personally. Yeah, Millennium Force is a really fun ride. Also abandoned it at Yomiuriland. Really fun looking ride, terrain coaster as well.
Millennium
Um,
Force might be the most fun coaster
yeah,
and the most re-rideable of the four, though. So
that's
I don't know
probably.
if you're ranking off that
I mean, I
or
don't know.
voting off that. There you go.
That's up to the voters. So cool stuff. All right, moving on. Got Kärnan. You love Kärnan, Bradley. It's one of your favorite coasters. He just
Oh
loves
yeah.
Gerstlauer. One of the biggest fanboys of Gerstlauer. But is it better than Dragster for you, Brad?
Actually, no.
Brutal,
Ooh, I
brutal.
I actually prefer Dragster.
I cannot
Like
see that being true. Personally, I've ridden
I
Dragster.
just love that
Love
launch.
Dragster. Really great launch. Really fun.
How was it?
Adrenaline.
I think
Whatever.
you. How was your front row ride?
Oh, it's great.
And
It's number 4 theater point for me, I believe. I mean, that's pretty nice considering the top three shooter points seems to be pretty agreed upon. But
Crazy. Yeah,
yeah, Kärnan, I'd say it's got a lot more going on, and that the drop.
it
I
does.
mean, you can crap all over what I'm saying all you want, but it's got some whip, it's got some crazy intensity in the airtime. It might be rattly, it might be rough, you might hate Gerstlauer, but it's kind of cool. It's a cool
Yeah,
ride. It's really weird, and you gotta love it. That's the way I see it, Brad. I mean,
I'll
you
be
might
nice to Karen and just admit I need to rewrite it.
you do need to
Uh,
rewrite it. How how
Probably will
how
be
how many
next
rides do you
year.
got?
I think one or two. I
Oof.
got too annoyed with the park, and I was
Oh
not
yeah.
waiting
Oh
90 minutes again when I was used to waiting 10 minutes for
yeah.
everything else.
Kärnan is something else. I'd say it's definitely the best in its matchup for sure in
Yeah.
that matchup. So, but you disagree. So
Take
who
out
really
my
knows?
weird experiences. You go with the norms in the
You
community.
you you,
This
you go
was
with
another
the ride with the
straightforward
full
matchup.
package.
Yeah.
That's what I say. So I'm more of a full package variety guy than I am like I don't know. Okay, anyway, moving on. Last coaster in this matchup is Steel Vengeance, Cedar Point RMZ Hybrid. Uh, Another 40 coaster in this one. There are three 40s we're talking about now. This is Ijunaika barely beat out Ijunaika by like maybe 5% of the votes. Like this is a really close matchup. It's seriously a crazy fan base right now for 40 coasters. I don't get it. I do get it. I mean, these rides are very unique and very intense and crazy, but I don't think it comes up to the quantity and just sheer quantity of Steel Vengeance. What do you think, Brad? Because I know you're not the hugest RMC fan, but I mean the quantity. It's a long ass ride. Like,
It's interesting because it's like I have actually X2. I had a Steel Vengeance, so it's like safe for me to assume Ijaneka should be better.
mhm.
But if I put my eyes in like the community as a whole, I'm almost surprised that this matchup was this close.
Yeah, the
Like
community
Steel
as a whole
Vengeance,
would take Steel Vengeance all the way. Like, yeah, it's a
like
tough one.
there's so few who've ridden Ijaneka. There's even relative to like almost the mainstream portion of the community. There's not even a lot who've been ridden X2. Like
Honestly.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
And then
I'd rank go out the surefire bet.
Nemesis was
Sorry.
also here. That's a good beat 'em invert. It's there. Also, Bullet at Telemagica, a very forgotten ride.
This was a very like of
Very
the previous matchups were like all 4 years provided
well, all
excellent
three
coasters
years.
and
3 years.
Bullet seems
Bullet is pretty good.
Bullet's the hit or miss one where I don't think there's enough info at all.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, it's
it
still a
does
sports
seem
craft
at
that's really
least
unique.
yeah,
It's really
this seems to
cool.
still be strong.
Anyway, so that is your Scream Machine region, iSpeed versus Dinoconda versus Kärnan versus Steel Vengeance. The winner will make it to the final four, so you can vote using the Island Topic Grand video. I'll say that two more times this video, or maybe more. We'll have to see. Jetstar regional final matchup we've got right now. The winner of the first matchup was Intimidator 305. This is kind of a runaway, I think. Ghost Rider has got a lot of love recently, but most people would agree it's really not up to the level of Intimidator 305, the intensity and whippiness. And what do you think, Brad? How good is Ghost Rider?
I mean, I guess it comes down to personal preference, honestly, to
Like,
some extent.
yeah.
Because I do think Ghost Rider has better airtime.
hmm
Maybe it doesn't hit like the peak strength of 205, but there's
Yeah,
so much
and like
more of it. There is
I
that
tend
wooden
to be
feel
an
as well.
airtime fan over like an intense ride fan because this is mostly an intense ride. But I love the whippiness of I-35, and there is some really good airtime there too.
Yeah.
Um, Ghost Rider's a longer ride. You got a lot more lateral. Well, there's laterals on I-35, but it's different kinds of laterals.
Yeah.
Um, sustain versus just intensity, intense whippiness. So it's personal preference, but most people would agree I-35, and it was pretty much a runaway here.
It's really
Hardcore coaster fans
I-305
usually
is the
prefer
like number
I-305.
one coaster on earth for intensity,
Yeah, intense
while
people.
Ghost
Yeah,
Rider is like
one of
let's
the
say
best wooden coasters around. So
upper quarter, upper 20, 15
upper ten
percentile of
percent,
wood.
upper ten,
Upper
because I mean there's a lot of
10%,
crap in the wood coasters. So
the top 15 wood coaster on earth? That's the
ten
question.
percent is
Or
18.
10%.
18 is
18.
10%. So
Of
I'd
course you
say
would
it's
know.
top 18, probably. I don't know. Anyway,
Probably, but
you're right. It is debatable if you look at it that way. Anyway, also there
yeah.
are two other completely irrelevant coasters in this matchup. Shout out to Sex Drug, Crazy Roller Coaster at Nanhu, the Arrow slash Vekoma crapshoot of a ride. Anyway, I just like mentioning that
Ah.
one. Moving on, we've got Expedition GeForce. This is the only unanimous decision. At least I'm pretty sure it's still unanimous. Um, no
Thank you,
contest here.
voters.
No
Thank you,
contest.
voters.
Um,
Thank you, voters. You
Iron
have my
Rattler,
respect.
Iron Rattler, a good RMC hybrid. Bradley has a lot of experience with that one. I have none, being an idiot, going to Fiesta Texas in 2016 and not riding it because I wasn't really an enthusiast then. I gotta mention that every time Iron Rattler comes up. But Yeah, EGF. I mean, come on, this is another full package ride almost. Maybe not as intense as you might like, but it's got so much airtime and whip, and what else is there? I mean, it's just the perfect layout almost. And execution is really good too. You should be talking,
Yeah,
Brad.
I should be talking. Little known fact, spoiler, this is my number one coaster, and
Spoilers.
decent odds that might just be the best coaster on Earth that's operating.
Ooh,
Wait and see. There's a few coasters in Asia that
yeah,
I'll give a shot, but yeah, I love this coaster to pieces. Like
yeah. There you go.
drop, airtime, like
The park
go.
it's that's pretty good too. I mean,
The park it's at, you could just call Expedition GeForce the
the
park,
park.
and like
Like they literally sell shirts like I came here for Expedition GeForce. That's all they say. It's
can't
great.
wait to buy one of those this year,
So
hopefully.
good. And also Magnum's here. You got to mention those Triangular Hills. Bradley and I have actually experienced them together. Shout outs to you, Brad. That was fun. Yeah, Magic
Fun.
Seat, Triangular Hills,
The
crazy stuff.
reaction was great.
Crazy stuff for sure. Got to mention those, but I mean, come on, you're talking about intimate, perfectly
This ride had
formulated
like
airtime versus
Gen 2 triangular hills.
yeah, these are like
At the end.
the yeah, because really this is only 12 years after Magnum, if you think about it. This is weird. Anyway, yeah, I mean, this is the cream of the crop versus a mid-tier RMC, maybe bottom tier, who knows, versus a good ride. Okay, moving on. We've got Lightning Rod at Dollywood, the RMC launch Woodie, beating Eagle Fortress is here. That is it a fun coaster that's still in here because we're going by opening years, not by what's operating, and that exists. What do you think about Eagle Fortress? And does it compare to one of the best RMCs?
I mean, what's weird is Eagle Fortress has been on my mind. I went and dug up like the what is it, theme park review archives
Mm-hmm.
of one like Eagle Fortress. Kickstarter was opening, and then people went rode Eagle Fortress and the hype it had, and then like the idea of it might be closing, and just reliving like the memory of initially reading all that stuff, and then you're kind of like go through the lost of Eagle Fortress again. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's just you don't know what to believe because it's like, did
it's
those
so
people
weird.
overhype it? But to think at one point in time, this ride was competing for the second or third position in the Mitch Hawker poll when competing against Prime EGF and Prime Superman Ride of Steel, which
One of the best polls I've ever conducted, by the way.
like yeah.
Like
So it's
seriously.
like it's competing against arguably I'd venture to guess the Superman the Ride in New England was still running in its prime.
Hmm.
That might be the best steel coaster on Earth or best steel coaster in the US. Fight me all you want. That this ride was competing with those.
I mean that thing is
It's
unique.
weird.
Is
Like
unique. That this
against Lightning
terrain
Rod.
suspended coaster, what are the forces there? Crazy swinging, sure, but like, is it really comparable? I don't know. I mean, that's subjective, or subjective. And Lightning Rod, one of the best RMCs, got the quad down.
How close was the gap between the two?
Pretty big, pretty big gap. Like I'd say it should have been
Surprising.
closer, but not many people will know
It's
about
weird.
Eagle
It's like you
Fortress.
have this crazy hype for Dinoconda, crazy hype for Edge and Ica. I feel like Eagle Fortress, well, a different ride experience, obviously. I'm not saying it's suspended in a 4D or that comparable.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it seems a little
Yeah, so that's interesting. But yeah,
contradictory.
but anyway, Lightning Rod has made it into that matchup, and for the next matchup, for the final matchup in the Jetstar region is Zadra at Energylandia, the Arms Hybrid, the new coaster that not many people have ridden, considering it was almost open in 2020. I was only a few weeks short of riding it actually,
So
um,
sad.
and it beat Maverick and everything else by a pretty big margin. I mean, this is a pretty new ride. There's a lot of hype for this ride right now. Some people are saying it's one of the best RMCs. I don't know if I see it being that good, but like mathematically, it's proven to be one of the best paced RMCs. Got some really nice elements there. It's got the Goliath stall. You gotta love that hang time. Um, it might look like one of the more intense RMCs, like given that things are more tight and compact together. I don't know. This is my observations. What do you think, Azadra,
I
Maverick,
mean,
or
I'll go with
yeah?
the thing that I weirdly think Wildfire is the best RMC, and this reminds me of a beefed up. Like, let's just crank the intensity, crank the pacing up
Hmm. So I
a
mean,
few
yeah.
notches. So it's like the issue.
If you take Wildfire and just do those kinds of things, like would it be that good? I don't really know. How good does it really make it?
I imagine
As
it should
far
be an
as
improvement.
exactly, as far as this matchup goes, it's kind of a runaway. I think maybe not a runaway versus Maverick. I mean, Maverick it
I
can
mean, you
compete with
look at it
RMCs.
though that it seems to pretty much be a consensus that Steel
Zadra is
Vengeance is
one of the best.
better.
Well, yeah.
than Maverick. So then you're kind of
If people are comparing Zadra to Steel Vengeance, then it's
if
like, yeah, you
yeah,
can see
that
where
was the
it comes
point.
from. Then, yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. But I love Maverick to pieces. It's one of my favorite coasters out there. It's my number 3 overall. I mean, come on. And
You don't love
you
Maverick.
gotta love Intamin.
You're a bad person.
I
Bad
love
person.
Maverick. I'm sorry. I don't know why Maverick hate came about in the last few years. It's really stupid. Maverick's awesome.
It is.
So, and Dragon Con exists. That's a B&M sitter that just kind of it's there. It's not as good as Kumba. And also
It's
Moonsault
just too rough
Scramble.
now.
It's really it's rough too. Moonsault
Yeah.
Scramble also open. That is what 6.2 Gs. I want to say sustained. That thing is nuts.
Something scary.
Something scary. That thing will tear your head off. Cool. Okay, Zadra. I can agree. Moving on. That is your Jetstar region. I-305 versus EGF versus Lightning Rod versus Zadra. Vote using the Total
Or
Friendly video.
Intamin versus RMC.
Basically, yeah. A very common trend in this tournament. So, in your last region, good lord, this is the second time I've got like again. I'll say this. I've recorded this video already. Oh man, talking about these coasters. Bradley, you're helping me out. You really are. Outlaw Run at Silver
Mindbender
Dollar
versus
City.
crap. I don't even know
You're
where we're
saying?
at.
What are you
My
saying?
bad. Sorry. I'm out of it. I'm an idiot.
I'm also
Let's
out
go.
of it. I'm more out of it than you. Trust me. It's my birthday today, and I'm just like, what the hell, man? Easter, and then not my birthday. It's like there's too many things going on. Some dude died 2,000 years ago, and now I'm here. Anyway, that was really broad. Um,
Interesting.
Outlaw Run, Silver Dollar City RMC Woodie beating. This was kind of also a runaway. I mean, you've got a, above average, very not above average, maybe top 5 not Intamin, maybe top 5 V&M invert in Afterburn and Superman Escape, one of the best Intamin accelerators, which you've ridden both of those.
Yeah.
You've ridden all 4 of these, actually, you well-ridden piece of shit. What do you
Outlaw
say?
Run deserves to win.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, even though
I
some
think
say it's one of the
Superman
weaker
probably is
RMCs.
a little bit closer. I don't know how close the gap was at the vote.
I don't know
I
either. I
believe
don't
you.
remember.
Superman, I guess, is kind of like a worthy second here,
hmm
slept
Yeah, yeah.
on, but
It's got
it's still
really
Outlaw
nice
Run.
looking moments on that ride. It's short, but I mean, it's one of the better looking accelerators, definitely. Um, one of the best, even. You rank it above Stormrunner? I don't remember.
I
I feel
think
like
I
you
have
should.
Stormrunner ranked as the best Intimate Accelerator,
And this is
but
probably
I
second.
think the top 4 Intimate Accelerators is just flip a coin. It doesn't really
Yeah,
matter what the
yeah.
order
They're
is.
all really good. They're all the same good
Yeah.
launch. Yeah, and the Afterburn, good B&M invert there too. It's got the Batwing. Mine better over Georgia. Really good terrain coaster that only has
I
2
think it's
loops,
a
not
little overrated. I don't
overrated
find it
really.
like as crazy as intense as other people. I mean, I'm one of those weird people who prefer Shockwave.
No, that makes
Give me
sense.
my 2 loops back to
There's
back.
more G's there. Yeah, yeah, it's back to back. But I mean, the terrain coaster's cool. It might have a little more
Yeah.
airtime than Shockwave. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how Schwarzkopf airtime is. It's kind of it's always been weird to me. But it's a cool terrain coaster. But yeah, I'll run much better terrain coaster. So
Yeah.
definitely deserves to win. El Toro, this is a matchup. Kind of ran away with this one at Great Adventure, the Intimate Prefab, which actually lost to Ijanika in its 2006 year. So yeah. But who knows? Asian Nika hype. There's a lot of hype. We already talked about Asian Nika. This beat Medusa Steel Coaster and Balder and also Viper. That doesn't matter. Viper's just kind of hanging out. Um,
An interesting matchup though, because it's
definitely.
like El Toro's the ride that's been steady and high, like consistent hype since year one, and it beat
Medusa
2
has not
rides that
been.
at one point in time had the hype in which there were portions of the
hmm
community that viewed them as the best their respective. You can go look back deep in like TPR threads. I think even one of the years, like the Metropolitan Balder was viewed as pretty much the best wooden coaster on Earth.
Yeah, there you go.
There were times, I mean, I think even I fell victim to it. 2016, Medusa being the best steel coaster on Earth. It won the TPR poll, I think, what, in like 2017? Like, but now, like, Medusa's forgotten about.
Yeah,
Balder
exactly.
is
I
ripped to
feel like
pieces.
ever since there started to be like doubt about Balder and Medusa being as good as some people have said they are, like there started to be this doubt. Like, okay, Balder doesn't do much but airtime, and Medusa, it isn't running on the right wheels anymore.
But it
It's
was like that
they
one chink in the armor.
yeah,
Just
something stupid like that.
it's one chink in the armor. Like there's one
Yeah,
minute like flaw now
and then El
that people
Toro,
have
what are
just
the flaws?
ripped it apart.
What has El Toro ever done wrong? Nothing. El Toro's always been loved, unless you strangely don't like it. But
And then there's
that's
Viper,
nobody.
which says hello.
That's hanging out. Yeah, he's just, he's making an appearance, and we love Viper. It's got a
Yeah.
cult following, and if you really love Viper, I can see you
Good
preferring
for
it over
you.
Balder, maybe. If you're crazy.
You're crazy, but okay. I respect it.
But yeah, I agree with this matchup for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe Medusa in its prime is better than El Toro when it's like 40 degrees out. But
Yeah.
I mean, still. Anyway, let's move on here. We got Voyage, another coaster that barely lost to Ika in 2006. What a year, 2006. Um, this was kind of a runaway as well. There were a good amount of votes for Fear 55, I should say, actually. And some people might really not like wooden coasters and how rough they are, but I mean, come on, Voyage. This thing's intense. It's got the
Yeah.
full package almost, and it's something else. What do you got to say here? You've ridden three out of the four here. What do you have to say?
Yeah. Doesn't really have to do with this matchup. Obviously, Voyage deserved the win easily here.
Yeah,
But leave in the comments below. Is 2006 the best year ever for coasters?
I mean,
Go. I think it is. Maybe that or 2016. One of the two, but
I'm saying 2006, but yeah, Fury. Some people love steel coasters and love B&M and think it's the best thing of all time. I don't think B&M is a top three manufacturer, but some people say it's the best and it's better than everybody else. But I mean, Voyage, like, come on. Um, what else is there to say? Superman Ultimo Escape, apparently one of the best, maybe the best Morgan Hyper. So that's kind
yeah.
of interesting. Good
I'm just
pre-lift.
mad when I think about that ride, but I don't want to go there.
Gosh, Mexico. Yeah, wouldn't you be in Mexico like right now
I would have been in Mexico like
if
2
not for
weeks ago.
COVID? Bummer, man.
Yeah.
And the Ultimate's
But
also just hanging out. That's a ride that exists, and I respect it a lot.
if you want to ride the Ultimate, this is no guarantees. This might be the Ultimate's last year from the looks of things.
What? Where'd you hear that?
Park, I've been hearing from a variety of sources. Park, at least seems isn't making a lot of money.
Oh,
I think they're like, what was it? They had a, I think whatever the coaster with like Raptor Attack is like
yeah,
gone
yeah,
now.
they're Wild Mouse or something like that.
That
Dang.
the park kind of might just be on its final breath.
And now
So
that there's this pandemic, that might
yeah.
that might screw it over. Dang, that
So
sucks. I hope they find a way to keep operating Ultimate because that ride is just something else. So, all right,
yeah.
moving on. Hakugei, Nagashima Spyland. Billy lost to Zadra in his 2019 round, but it's won this round and it's beat Skyrush, which is a kind of a big deal considering Skyrush is, you know, one of the most intense coaches around. What do you have to say here? Hakugei is kind of a wild card in general, and it's in the wild card round. What do you have to say?
Not surprised.
You're not
Not
surprised?
happy, but not surprised.
There's a lot of
But
hype for the new 2019 RMCs. There's always a lot of hype for the new coasters, the new RMCs of every year, the new coasters of every year. And Skyrush is kind of, obviously there's some inconsistencies in Skyrush, not necessarily with the ride itself, but with the people who ride it. People say, God, the restraints suck. There's complaints, but I mean, if you're an
yeah, we
intense
don't
ride
hear
lover,
complaints about RMC
you
restraints.
don't hear as many complaints about RMCs, and nobody complains about Hakugei being very bad or anything. The layout is really insane. I don't see I don't really understand the comparisons to Steel Vengeance personally. Um, it's not as big, it's not
That's
as
it.
long, nowhere near as long as Steel Vengeance. But if you really love RMC, then I can see you preferring it to Skyrush. I don't think I would personally prefer it to Skyrush, but haven't ridden either of them, so who knows? I don't know. It's a tough one. It was really close between Hakugei and Skyrush. So
Yeah.
also, Wild Train at Fantaziana got a crap ton of votes for no reason. Probably just some meme value there. Really good family coaster by PAX, but you
It should
know,
have came in fourth in the
came in
round though.
fourth. Rampage is apparently one of the best CCIs according to Brad, or the best CCI he's ridden.
Yeah.
Um,
Best.
really good
Go
layout
ride it.
there. Good execution as well. I hear good execution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
to hear. Good to hear.
Well
But
taken care of, smooth.
it's no Intimate or RMC, so
No.
yeah, that's
But
kind of where I play.
still a ride that for all
Deserves
the
a lot of love.
people who are gonna go to over Georgia this year, I think it's what, 2 hour drive?
Three maybe two
Two,
and a
three
half.
hour drive. Just in the
Go
morning,
ride
wake up at
Rampage.
7 in the morning, go drive out to Alabama, go ride Rampage from 10 a.m. to noon, drive back to over Georgia by 2 p.m.,
It's
spend
worth it.
2 p.m. to close.
It's worth
It's
it.
worth it.
There you go. You heard it here. But yeah, close matchup. Um, that is your wildcard region. Outlaw Run versus Del Toro versus Voyage versus Hakugei. Vote using the eye in the top right corner of the video. That is your entire first round results right there. There's your four regions. The winner of those regions will make it to the final five. Final five. What's this? The last chance final. That's right. There's one last chance to make it into the final five. Now I've added an extra slot there for that final five. So We have 5 coasters you can vote for. This is the losers slash last chance final matchup. We've got Fury 335 at Carowinds, the B&M game that barely lost to Schwur, to Kärnan. I'm not even going to try to say that. For 2015. And then it lost again to Voyage. So it has never won, but it's here and you can vote for it. In one last hurrah for the final 5 slot. You can also vote for Helix at Liseberg, the Mack multi-launch, which barely lost to X2 just now in the first round of the tournament. But it won its year 2014, so who knows? It's also going up against Skyrush, Hershey Park, which we were just talking about. Barely lost to Dinoconda in its 2012 year, and also barely lost to Hakugei. So you can vote for it now here as well. We were just talking about that too. And then Izhnaika, of course, barely lost to Steel Vengeance in the closest matchup of the first round. That won its year 2006. It already beat Toro and Voyage, so that is a really big name coaster that's still in the tournament. So definitely look out. And it's also going up against Pyrenees, which is just kind of hanging out. I shouldn't have said that. B&M Invert. Barely lost to iSpeed in the first round. So there you go. That is your last chance final matchup. Vote by clicking on the top corner of the video. Wasn't as long as my first recording. Thank you, Brad, for being here and
Thank you for having me.
helping me through it. It's 2:20 a.m. I need to sleep. It's my birthday. I need a shower.
Happy birthday, Colossus at Hyde Park,
Yes,
boy.
it's also I was born on the exact day of Heidi Park Colossus. Yeah, very exciting. I hope it's my 413 coaster. Okay, that'll do it for today. Thank you guys. Vote using the top corner of the video. See you guys later.